Today, we're going to explore the angle bisector theorem. It states that an angle bisector divides the opposite side in the same ratio as the adjacent sides. It's a powerful result that appears in many geometry problems. We'll start with the proof, and then apply it in practice to solidify our understanding. Let's get started. Let's move on to the proof of the theorem. This theorem applies to both internal and external angle bisectors. First, let's look at the internal one. Given that AD is the angle bisector, it's essential to remember a key property. Any point on an angle bisector is equidistant from the two sides of the angle. As long as this point lies on the angle bisector, these two red segments must be equal in length. Why is that? Looking at these two triangles, they share a common side and have two pairs of equal angles, the bisected angles and the right angles. Therefore, they must be congruent. Since these two red segments are corresponding sides of the congruent triangles, they must be equal. As a result, we can conclude that DE equals DF. Looking at the two triangles on the left and right, if we take AB and AC as their bases, then DE and DF are their respective altitudes. Since these two altitudes are equal, the ratio of their areas is simply AB to AC. Alternatively, if we take BD and CD as their bases, they share the same altitude. Consequently, the ratio of their areas must be BD to DC. By combining these two results, we can reach our conclusion. Now, let's turn our attention to the external angle bisector. To construct our proof, we'll be applying the properties of parallel lines. Let's draw a line through vertex C that runs parallel to AD, intersecting AB at point E. Now that we have this pair of parallel lines, we can look for equal angles. Since AD is the external angle bisector, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal. By alternate angles, this angle is also equal to angle 1. By corresponding angles, this angle is equal to angle 2. Therefore, we have formed an isosceles triangle. Since we want to prove the ratio involving AB over AC, we can now substitute AC with AE. As EC is parallel to AD, the intercept theorem tells us that AB over AE equals BD over CD. And with that, the proof is complete. Now that we have this rule in our toolkit, let's see how we can put it into practice to solve a problem. Let's look at this question. In a right-angled triangle ABC, where angle A is the right angle, AB equals 4 and AC equals 3. AD is perpendicular to BC. CF is the angle bisector of angle C. What is the ratio of DE to AF? We notice that there is an angle bisector here, and we need to find a ratio. Of course, you could calculate the exact lengths of DE and AF individually, but that would be quite time-consuming. According to the angle bisector theorem, we know that DE over AE equals CD over AC. We can easily get the ratio on the right, CD over AC. Since the two right-angled triangles, ACD and ABC, are similar, this ratio actually equals AC over BC. According to the Pythagorean theorem, BC is 5, so we can get this ratio directly. Combining the steps above, we have DE over AE equals 3/5. However, the question asks for DE over AF, so what is the relationship between AE and AF? They are two sides of triangle AEF, so let's take a closer look at this triangle. Let's first look at this angle. The exterior angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles, so it equals angle B plus angle 1. Now let's look at this angle. By the same logic, it equals angle 3 plus angle 2. Looking at these two expressions, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal because of the angle bisector. Angle B and angle 3 are also equal, as we already established that triangle ACD and triangle ABC are similar. Therefore, we can see that angle AFE and angle AEF are equal, meaning that this triangle is isosceles. So AE and AF are equal, and by substituting AE with AF, we can deduce that the ratio of DE to AF is also 3:5. Let's move on to another practice question. We have a triangle ABC where BD is the angle bisector of B. We're also given that angle A is twice the size of angle ADB. If AB measures 4 and CD is 6, how can we calculate the length of AD? Once again, we have an angle bisector in this problem, and the given lengths AB and CD, along with the required AD, are all elements involved in the angle bisector theorem. Let's jot this down. According to the angle bisector theorem, AB over BC equals AD over CD. In this equation, since we already know AB and CD, and AD is what we're looking for, We just need to find the length of BC to complete the problem. So, how do we find BC? We can notice that there is still one angle relationship that we haven't used yet. Let's label this angle as x, which means the other one will be 2x. Whenever you see an angle bisector, you should always think about its symmetry. Now, we can find a point E on BC such that BE equals AB, meaning BE, is also 4, and then join D and E. Because of this symmetry, these two triangles are congruent by SAS. Since corresponding angles are equal, this gives us the size of 2 more angles. Now you'll see that these two angles are equal, both being 2x, which means their supplementary angles must also be equal. This gives us an isosceles triangle where EC equals CD. That means EC is also 6, making BC 10. Substituting BC back into our equation, we get AD equals 2.4. Right, that's all for today. If this method helped, make sure to like and subscribe for more tips. Catch you in the next one.